Well, hello YouTube and welcome back to Retired for Life. So today we are finally back to work on our siding project. So we were delayed by a couple of things, but we are making some progress. We have our wrap on this side of the house and we're now over as far as the door. So what we're going to do once we get up to that point, the steps will come off and then we'll continue along this side of the wall. But we're going to take that up in another video. For now, the plan is to get fresh boards up on here. So we've got the saw all set up. I've got 3 stacks of boards. 2 stacks are going to be what's needed for this wall. So we're going to get the saw running, get all those boards cut to length and ready to go up on the wall. So let's get to work. So I've got my stacks of boards here. These first 2 stacks, as I say, is what's going up on this section of the wall. I've got 32 boards here. That should be enough to get us over to the door. Now, because I'm working from a straight top along the top of the house, I don't have any other slant or anything to worry about. All of these boards are going to be cut to the same length, so I can cut them all now. So my plan is to set them up in the saw over here, cut the worst end to a square edge. That will be going up in the top, and I'll do that to all of them. And then I'll come back, reset my saw for my 32-degree drip edge. So that's the edge that will help direct the rain out from the side of the house as it runs down those boards. All right, folks, we got our first set of boards here, these 2 rows, all set, cut to length. We've got our drip angle on the bottom, so they are basically ready to start going on. So when you're cutting your logs for something like this, one thing to keep in mind is you need to allow for checking of your logs. Pine is generally not too bad for checking, but it does check some. So I will normally cut my logs about 6 inches long. That gives me room for checking at both ends. And this is what happens. You've got these very small slits that you can see here. And what can happen if you have that in your lumber is you have pretty fragile lumber. All right, we're going to clean up here and call it a day. Another blisteringly hot one, but we still did pretty good. So we've got a little more prep work to do tomorrow. But for now, let's get out of the sun and we'll see you in the morning. All right, so we're back out here to work today. So my goal is to get some spray foam into this gap that exists between the fascia boards and the wall. That was never filled. So it's always been a great place for bugs and whatnot to get into. And there was lots of signs of that after I stripped this old siding off. All right, so the spray foam I have is really old. It's never been used. It's not like an open can, but it's years old. I've got a piece of 3/16 clear plastic tube on the end with a tie wrap so I can hold this thing in the best possible position. So let's find out if this stuff is still any good. It's really slow to get up the hose here, but it's coming. This is really messy business working with spray foam. You want to make sure you've got gloves. Well, you learn something new every day. Wouldn't it be boring if you didn't? And I learned something new. So I thought that piece of 1.5 foot 3/16 hose was just going to be perfect. Allow me to keep the container straight up and down, direct it up into where I wanted it to go. Well, that didn't work. As you could see, it was going very, very slowly when I started, and it didn't get any better. So I eventually just pulled the hose off. So, FYI, this kind of thing doesn't work. 1.5 foot of restriction, there just isn't enough pressure in those cans. Oh well, I still got it up there, and I still used less than one of those big cans. That's what matters. All right, that was exhausting. I think it's lunchtime. Well, there we are. We are all the way across the top here and down around the window. So we need to let this dry a bit, and then we're going to be ready to go. But this did not go without its issues. All right, so the next part of this is I've got to make a couple of little fixtures to use to space our boards apart. So that's what this is for. Let's get these cut up and ready to use. So there's our little 1-inch spacer blocks. So we just put one of these near the top and one near the bottom. Put the screw in, and that's it. Then you put your next board up against the blocks, and that gives you your 1-inch gap. Now, wood being wood, it does tend to twist a little bit and all sorts of fun things. So you do have to make sure that you put a level on as you go along every few boards, just to make sure that you're maintaining that straight up and down. Because if you don't do that, by the time you reach your end of your wall, you may discover that your boards have gone way out of sync and they're not straight up and down anymore. We don't want that. Well, we're still not quite back to work yet on the siding, but we are getting there. There's two questions that I would like to address. I've been asked a couple of times. One is, why does it take so long to do jobs that look like they're pretty small and there just isn't that much to it? Well, when I'm working on jobs like this, it's not the only thing I'm doing. I've got all sorts of other things around the property and in the house that I have to take care of. I have to keep the grass cut. That takes some time. I've got probably close to a 2-acre size yard here, and I do like to keep an eye on the property. I've got a few acres out here that I'm regularly checking for anything like downed trees and that type of thing, and that takes a bit of time. I finally got some furniture for the rec room that I did the big renovation on over the winter. So that's starting to get put together. And even something as simple as taking care of trash. We don't have pickup here. Anything that I have to dispose of, I've got to take it to the dump myself. And that's a half-hour drive just one way. And then there's things like this that I have to keep up with. And right now, I'm not doing a very good job of that. I am in and out of the RV trailer now and then, doing some small housekeeping jobs inside there, getting ready for the refurb for it. There's always little maintenance jobs that have to be done. The tarp here that was over top of my shelter that's got a bunch of my lumber in it has blown off in the last storm. So I've got to get that back up in place. And generally speaking, one job often leads to another. This is all the lumber that I tore off of the north wall there of the house. Now I want to go through this and salvage the wider planks. I also spend a pretty regular amount of time helping my neighbors when they're in need, like this near disaster. And there is always equipment that needs to be serviced. We had a couple of power outages recently, and we were out for about 2.5 days the last time. That means the engine oil in this needs to be changed. There's always a piece of equipment that needs servicing in one way or another. The other thing is the time that it takes to do YouTube videos. Generally speaking, I have found that if I'm shooting a video of a job that I'm working on for YouTube, you pretty much double the time that's going to take to get that job done. The other thing that I've been asked is, where am I hiding the crew that's working with me to help me get these jobs done? No crew, just me. Well, folks, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope those answers I gave you satisfy the people who were asking the questions about that. And I appreciate the questions and the feedback. So hopefully next time we will actually start getting some lumber up on the wall there. I'm really looking forward to getting that moving forward and getting it done. So if you have any other thoughts, questions, anything like that, please don't hesitate to ask or leave a comment in the comment section below. I really appreciate hearing from you. And if you've been enjoying these videos, please don't forget to give it a like. And I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps me out. So remember to be safe out there, be good to each other, and we will see you out on the trails the next time. Now, if I can just get away from these deer flies. Holy mackerel.